Hey folks, Robin here again from Traffic Rockets. One of our newest members joined the group today and put a post in the group, which I think was worth creating a video around this because it's something I know many of you are struggling with. He was talking about the importance of when you're on calls that you don't necessarily have to have the person on your side like fall in love with you. It's not a popularity contest, but it's important that they gain your trust. And that's the point he made in the post, which is entirely very valuable. But this is something I talk to our clients about all of the time. And I want to give you a story to show you what I mean by this and how it is so important that you get this right, because trust is critical, okay? So there's no chance of getting a deal with a client if you don't have trust. And you should always work, always with maximum integrity. But here we're specifically talking about beyond trust. What else should you be doing when you're on those sales calls with your clients to avoid tragedy in the business? So we had a client a few years ago. She's still with us today, thankfully, and she's doing amazingly well. But when she started with us in the Merlin method, we were helping her grow her business. And a big part of the Merlin method is we teach you how to understand and measure data and how to use that data to scale your business rapidly whilst maintaining your profitability. And it's really powerful. It's the single biggest gift I give anyone in Merlin, because this was something given to me by my earliest mentors, that when I understood how to measure funnels and websites and data, the funnel isn't a new term. It's been around in marketing forever, and it doesn't mean just what's on your web pages. Like, the funnel goes deeper. But when I was taught how to measure that data, collate it, and use it to my benefit, our businesses all took off like rapid fire. And the good news is, thankfully for me at least, when you're measuring this data, a kind of a 12-year-old child could manage this data. So there's nothing difficult about it. We're not talking trigonometry stuff here. It's pretty simple stuff. But this particular client, she started with us, and we were noticing she was doing everything we were asking her to do, like everything. And anybody who does everything that they need to do in Merlin, we guarantee you'll make a minimum of $20,000 in the first 90 days of using the system. It's super powerful. And she was doing that. She'd show up every day. She had the discipline. She had the determination. She was really good at every part of the process as far as we could see. And every stage of the process, her numbers from how many leads she was generating, how many of those leads were joining her group, how many of those leads in her group were booking calls with her, everything was normal to the point of the call. And this is the crux of today's message to you. On the call, it just fell off a cliff. No clients, and I mean 0 clients, nothing. So that does occasionally happen, and within our program, what we do when that happens is we ask the client to record their sales calls so we can assess their performance and see, are they using our closing system as we have given it to them. And unfortunately for her, not today because she's doing it now and doing amazing, but back then she wasn't following our closing script. And instead, she was going on these calls just having what you could only describe as a friendly conversation. Now, if you're going on calls and you're going in these sessions and you don't understand how to control the call and understand the purpose that you're there for is to sell something, and there's nothing wrong with selling something, because as long as your program delivers more in value than you take in dollars, then it's a noble act to sell it to them, because you're going to improve their lives. You're going to help them on the journey or wherever it is they're trying to get to. So it's incumbent upon you to sell it to them. But so many people do every part of the journey right, the choreography of the dance of marketing, everything right till they get to the call. And for this particular client, when we listened to her calls, she was just having a chat. And the end of the call would come and she'd go kind of, oh, thanks very much, and goodbye. She wouldn't even, as the old term goes, ask for the order. You have to ask for the order. Now, asking for the order isn't enough. You have to understand how to control the call, how to present your offer, and so on. And we walk you through all of that. But you have to ask for the order. Zig Ziglar, one of my earliest mentors, sadly now since passed, a lovely man, great books, great content, super stuff, used to always say, don't become a professional conversationalist. He'd also say, weak salespeople have skinny children. Remember that. It's your job. If you spent the money to do the advertising and get them through your funnel, you've done all your content, you've got them on the phone, this is the time to dance. It's time to ask for the order. And if you don't, the business is going to struggle. I understand that if you're doing it for the first time you ask someone for money, it can kind of make you feel like you want to vomit. But trust me, the more you do it, the more comfortable it gets. And again, like I say, as long as you're giving your clients more in value than you charge them in dollars, it's important, it's incumbent upon you to do it. Of course, if you've got a crappy product, well then that's a different story. Then you shouldn't ask for the order like ever. You should only give maximum value to all of your clients all of the time. But it's a critical skill because you can be doing everything else right and then lose it at the end. So ask yourself, how good are you on your calls? Are you comfortable? Who controls the call? Do you control the call or does your prospect control the call? You've got to control it. That's your job. And if you do it properly, you'll find that you'll be able to sell, and not in a tough, sleazy way or a cornering way or all this kind of stuff that some sales trainers teach. It can be very casual. It should be very casual, because if you follow the Merlin method the way we show you, only the right people are going to be on those calls anywhere. That's a discussion for another day. There's a piece in some of my early pieces of content where I talk to you about don't destroy your confidence by trying to sell to people who are either not a fit or don't have money. So it's important that you get that part right as well. But make sure you're controlling the call. Make sure you are the one driving the direction. And of all things, don't be a professional conversationalist. You have to ask for the order. You have to serve. And the only way you can fully serve is if you get your program into the hands of your prospects and clients to make a difference in their life. So don't be afraid of it. I'll see you on the next one.